Hi, my name is Sue. Thank you for watching my video. Through the process of getting to know and understand myself, I was questioning my own sense of value, my own sense of worth. I realized I was still holding on to an old, outdated, faulty, limiting belief that there was something wrong with me. You deserve to be happy, and how to embrace your worth is born of love for myself and my inner child, which I hope will assist and inspire you to give yourself permission to find your own worth, your own value, and give you the courage to face and heal past emotional wounds. In the making of this video, I am currently learning recent technology skills. I have made numerous mistakes along the way, and I have realized that is when I have learnt the most. I have gained a new depth of knowledge, understanding, focus, clarity, and more importantly, I have gained confidence in my ability to learn and practice new skills. Technology for me is a mirror of our mind's genius intelligence. When we understand it and know how to use it to our advantage, it's incredible. Mind, master intelligence, needs definition. When we understand our mind's genius intelligence and know how to use it to our advantage, it is even more incredible. It's amazing. Unlike a computer, it emotes emotions, physical sensations, and behaviors from which we can also learn. Getting to know and understand ourselves on a deeper intuitive level will help us to develop and practice new, expanding life skills that will enhance our life experiences. The topics I am going to cover today are beliefs, emotions, identity, affirmations, and imagination. Where do our beliefs come from? My understanding is that we create them when we attune to the energy vibration of each body sensation. This energy transmission then transforms the energy passing through our senses into a thought form that our brains will understand. This then becomes fixed within our physical senses, and the thought form associated to our physical senses automatically establish a core belief structure within our unconscious mind. Our intuitive instincts, our inner wisdom's sense of knowing, is naturally attuned and in alignment with the higher energy level of consciousness, which is also attuned to the universal consciousness, the divine consciousness, creative consciousness, source, spirit, soul. Whatever definition feels comfortable for you, it is the highest vibration of unconditional love. Our true essence becomes inhibited by the different energy vibrations passing through our biological senses. which are automatically transformed into a thought form, which over time becomes a belief structure within our unconscious mind. Our sense of self, our idea of who I am, then becomes conditioned belief structures based upon our physical senses and the beliefs that we have associated to the energy vibrations that we have intuitively perceived. Sensation and perception are fundamental to our understanding of ourselves, our behaviors, and our thoughts. We feel it emotionally. We see it in a look and a facial expression. We feel it in a touch or lack of touch. We hear it in a tone of voice or sound. We see it in behaviors. We smell it in odors and fragrances. We taste it with flavors. We have an internal reaction to each energy vibration passing through our bodies. Our internal senses are the receptors of energy vibrations within and around us. They consistently inform us of the different energy vibrations. Our true sense of self, our intuitive sense of knowing the different energy vibrations, becomes distorted by the undercurrent of a judgmental thought process that we have mistakenly understood as our sense of identity. Our interpretation of the energy transmission to a judgmental thought form overshadows our intuitive wisdom's sense of knowing that we are all equal. We are not our thoughts. We are not our feelings. We are not our conditioned, judgmental ego's sense of identity. Let's not confuse the difference between observation and judgment. An observation is an awareness of a difference in perspective, which opens our minds and expands our conscious awareness to learning and growth. Self-awareness is the key component to getting to know and understand our inner selves. Judgment is a condemnation of good or bad, right or wrong, that closes our intuitive sense of wisdom off, which becomes overshadowed by the ego mind's limited understanding of its condemnation upon its very own sense of self-identification. We are all born equal. Our life experiences may differ, yet we all have this inner knowing of our true sense of identity. We are all sensitive to the different energy vibrations. We intuitively know the difference between higher and lower energy vibrations. We feel what we feel is the energy vibrations in motion. We feel it in our emotions as it passes through our bodies. By its very nature, our ego is a fear-based structure and has tried its absolute best to protect us in the best way possible. Unfortunately, our perspective of who we believe ourselves to be, Our personalized sense of identity is a biased judgment of the ego's perspective of the division of good or bad, right or wrong. Judgment causes pain and suffering. It is a condemnation of a restricted observation, of a limited perspective that demeans our truth. Let's take, for example, the belief that there is something wrong with me, which is a childhood belief that I personally believed about myself. Feeling inadequate, less than, inferior, not good enough. Judgment. I know I am inadequate. Feeling inadequate, better than, superior, not good enough. Judgment. I must prove I am not inadequate. Judgment is an irrational thought process. It doesn't make sense. Why? Because it is born of fear. It specializes in put downs. Whichever way you look at it, it eradicates self worth with its irrational nonsense. Why would anybody with any rational reasoning, logical sense, continue to condemn themselves? Because it is how we have learnt to program ourselves to be by our mistaken ego identity structure of better than or less than. Our sense of value is at stake here. The more subtle yet deeply profound identity statement beneath this belief is that I am not worthy and that I don't deserve to be. Why? Because I believed there was something wrong with me, which are the energy vibrations that we have been holding on to within our judgmental thought processes, mind's activity, which is then stored within our mind's psychological sense of self-identification, which has been associated to our physical senses. Of course, we do not know this during our early developmental years, as we do not have the capacity to reason logically, to make sense of our senses. When we do realize, we then develop a secondary judgment on our judgments. We don't like to see ourselves as being judgmental. We berate ourselves all over again for being judgmental. It's a vicious cycle which leads us to distraction from our true intuitive nature that causes more emotional pain and suffering, which stresses our body's immune system. Growing pains. Growing pains are a natural part of our healing process. When it hurts, we can heal. Mental, emotional, and physical pain with compassion and unconditional loving acceptance. Our ego consciousness offers us an emotional growth opportunity. It brings to our awareness our inner child's perspective of its sense of self, its mistaken identification as it relates to the irrational, judgmental ego identity. With this knowledge and understanding, judgment can also be wisdom's glory. Affirmations. Affirmation statements consciously reprogram our unconscious mind. We are telling ourselves we have a choice, and this is who I am now. I lovingly acknowledge, understand, accept, honor, and respect my irrational, faulty, limited belief structures, ego, identity. I rationally, consciously, courageously choose to release all judgment from my mind, one step at a time as they arrive. I tell myself, I cancel that thought. I choose to be kind to myself and respectful of others. I deserve to be happy. I value myself. I am worthy of love. I follow the song my heart sings. When I feel my energy pull toward an unhealthy feeling, habit, or behavior, I remind myself I am the silent witness, the observer of my thoughts and feelings, and I draw my energy back to now as I breathe into the moment and reconnect to my higher consciousness. I remind myself that was then and this is now. I imagine myself opening my mind and I see within my mind's eye the vast open space of the universe. Its sense of stillness and peace captivates my imagination, and I surrender to its grace, its beauty, its infinite intelligence, and I know that I am connecting to my soul, my spirit of unconditional love, and that I am truly blessed with the wonder of divine creation. Thank you for listening. I hope that this information has given you a deeper appreciation and understanding of yourself that will help you to embrace your own value and worth. Much love, Sue.